Good morning from Barbados. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the Barbados Beach House channel, and we've had this for quite some time. So, welcome new subscribers, welcome old subscribers. Sorry, there's been a big delay between the last filming, but obviously there's not a great deal to talk about. Last night we had quite a bit of rain, so it'd be good to show you some of the puddles that we have to contend with. Sorry about the wind on the camera if you are getting a bit of interference. It's a bit of a wind overcast day. And we had a couple of little teething problems last night from the rain, which I'll show you in a second anyway. So before I start gabbling, if you don't mind liking the channel and commenting below, and certainly like the content if there's anything you think adds value. Okay, so sorry not been in touch for quite some time. There's not been a great deal to talk about, which has not been repeating what we always do. But today, obviously, we've had a bit of rain. So we've got some new palm trees that are planted in and around where that floods, so we'll see how they're drinking. I'll show you the actual beach itself to show you how much water's in here. The neighbour seems to be quite flooded as well, so I'm not too sure if he had the generator on last night or not. And we've got some issues in the basement as well, with some leakage coming through the front wall, the road side of the house. Some of it is because the masons that laid the blocks put too much sand on the floor, so they created they compromised the actual cement to the concrete floor, which is a common problem here, unfortunately, which I'll try and show you in a second. Some of it, I think, also is coming through weaknesses on the wall where there's drainage or sewage pipes going out to the manholes. So again, we're probably going to have to dig that down and unfortunately get that completely decontaminated and sealed. And we still have the ponding on the roof. So today I'm going to be talking to more suppliers about some external levelling compounds, self-levelling compounds that will be waterproof, that are good for this sort of climate, that also bond to old concrete. So there's quite a few brands. Obviously, I think it's Silca, you've got Ardex, there's quite a few different ones. So it's trying to find the best ones. If anyone out there knows of a good self-levelling, exterior, flexible, waterproof product that is good for ponding, then let me know. I did find a few yesterday, and I had a couple of chats, various in prices as well, from 15 for a 20 kilo bag right up to sort of 60, 70. But I think at the moment something like an Ardex, an exterior Ardex, I think is what we should be considering. Again, we're gonna have to import that in, and then it's going to be a case of grinding down the surface, completely decontaminating it. Let me know in the comments below whether you are aware of the priming process. Quite a few of them talk about a priming process. Some of them a two-stage priming process, some none at all. Again, I would always assume that there's got to be some form of priming process. So again, it'll be some form of primer that goes down, then it'll be the actual mix and pour. We've got one up there which is about, I want to say it's about 24 foot maximum by about 14 maximum. And it's about 3/4 of an inch in depth in some areas. So we're going to have to fill it by between 18 and 20 mil in some areas. So again, a lot of these products go up to 50 mil, so we don't need that deep. And it's something I think we're going to do ourselves. I think we need to get it done, obviously, because the solar's going to be coming at some stage, which again, I'll update you on that a bit later on as well. So let me start by spinning it around and showing you what's going on with the water. Okay, so as you can see, we've had a bit of a tide mark where the water is going down, and as you can see where this brown mark is here is pretty much where the water has been. We're at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning at the moment. We've got it all the way around here, look. So apparently we don't flood here, and that was a little bit of rain last night, so imagine what it'd be like if it carried on for a couple of days. The trouble is we're so close to the water table here, and we're at the bottom of the hill. I mean, all the houses, as you can see, they're all higher, and it goes up higher as the further it goes up the road. So we also get all of what they've got coming down the hill as well. You can see the tide mark there, look. So if we had serious rain, that would be a serious problem. And next door here, you can just see through his hedges, he's flooded through there as well. And we've got most of the water being blocked going his way now as well. So yeah, quite serious problems. Obviously we've got the water retention up on the roof, which is a problem. And last night I did receive one of our bathrooms landed up leaking within one of the units, which I'll show you in a second. So automatically you start thinking it might be a leak with one of the taps, but I think it was because the shower wasn't able to let the water through. It was backing up, I think. So we've had rain on and off for a good couple of days now, which is good for the plants and mushrooms apparently. But yeah, I think we're just getting, you know, obviously what happens is all of the sewers, all of the manholes, they all back up, the wells back up, and as a result of that, it restricts the flow. In here, I would have thought we would have got some water coming in here last night. It does look like there's a bit of wet here, look. So yeah, we've had a bit of rain that's come through that door. Again, it was a north wind coming this way, which is very rare. Normally it's northeast. And the downside we have is our front door, because it's a pivot door and it doesn't have the actual, the draft excluder elements. As soon as the wind changes and it hits that wall, it comes flying in. But I've not been in here, so it doesn't look to have any issues. All looks fine. It's a bit damp down there. Is it damp down there? I'll have to double check that in a minute. All looks okay around the windows. I think this building was alright. We'll have to check the roof, because we do get, sometimes the drain does get blocked with Casuarina leaves. And we do get a bit of retention of water up there, so we need to just make sure that's cleared. All in here is all good. So that's alright. Take you in the front. As you can see, look, stains on the wall where the water is. We had quite a bit of rain coming in the garage last night as well. We probably did about 2 foot. 2 foot as in coming in, not 2 foot deep. We had about 2 foot of water coming in the garage, because obviously it was just hitting the garage door. And then yesterday what we had to do is we had to put some of our floor mats up against the door. Which I'll show you very quickly. We had to put these up against the door to try and stop the water coming in, because it's a pivot door and the rain just hits the side. All the water comes through the sides and it drives underneath the door. So let me know in the comments below any solutions you can think of that we can actually put in. Obviously we thought about putting a shutter on the top, because of the height we won't get one that's long enough. We are definitely going to have to look at, I would say, taking this top step down by about an inch and creating a run outwards, so that when the water does land, at least it runs away. But when the wind is coming, it's driving underneath anyway. So we are going to have to look at putting some form of drain all the way along that fires out that wall and obviously spits out this side, so that any water that is actually being attracted in goes into that drain and comes out the side here. So we're going to have to look at getting that done. But when we did the pour, unfortunately, the floor itself was not poured well, as everyone knows. But obviously the run out here, there is no run at all. In fact, we have a slight run backwards, believe it or not. So obviously when the rain lands on here, not only do we get the wind and rain blowing under the door, it runs under the door. So we've definitely, unfortunately, got to get this done. So if anybody knows on the island someone that's great with concrete that could shave that down for us, and put a drain all the way along out of this wall, let me know in the comments below who you'd recommend. They've got to be bloody good, obviously. They've got to be articulate. The downside, obviously, is all the steps are reasonably equal, but the top one is already slightly shallower than the rest anyway. And as you know, the brain doesn't recognise difference in height on steps. So we don't really want to take it down, but I think we do need to take it down. And I think what we need to do is come up with some form of tiles to make this entrance presentable, because at the moment it was just done to get it usable. But as you can see, it's a bit of a dog's dinner. So I think we could do with actually getting someone to completely chip all some of this off. Some of this is blown, as we know. Some of them not too bad at the moment, but some of them are blown. So we get all the blown bits off, get that top piece done with the drain put in, get some lovely tiles put on here, and take those tiles all the way through to the gate and then out external as well. I think that's what we need to do. So yeah, anyone who's got any ideas or any recommendations, below if you don't mind. Obviously the door itself is pretty good, but obviously you can't seal the corners. It's physically impossible. So you've got about half an inch of gap down in that corner, half an inch in that corner. And when I went there last night, we had about 2 foot coming in. We're getting quite a lot of this as well. Water coming in behind the paint. I really don't understand how it's happening. It's happening sporadically throughout the whole property when we have heavy rain that doesn't let up. So on that note, we've done this part. Say we. Sherwin's actually done this part of the wall, tightened that up. We did have the corners down here were breaking away, so we scraped them all out and got some sealers in there to stop them coming underneath. And then over here, we've got to do the rest of the wall at some stage. But as you can see, I think the garden is actually getting on a lot better. We've had some new plants put in. The grass obviously is looking more healthy, so that's going well. But yeah, that's where we are with that in the moment. Yeah, and we just need to get up on the roof and have a look up there as well, and also get down in the basement and have a look at the basement as well, because the basement has got that issue at the front. So we're definitely going to see whether there's any extra leaks. In fact, let's go down and have a quick look whilst we're on.